With all the injuries at the end of Supercross this season for 2024, as we head to the opener of the outdoors at Parla this weekend, who's actually riding? When will your favorite rider be back? And what are the fitness levels of these guys that are returning post injury? Let's find out. Now, this is the 250 edition. If you want to see the 450 edition, that's a different video on the channel. Go and find it, like it, subscribe to the channel while you're there. Welcome to the AlwaysMoto YouTube channel, brought to you by AlwaysMoto Australia and TechnicMotorsport.com. Let's talk suspension and TechnicMotorsport.com straight off the bat here. If suspension service, setup, and tuning is your business, you want to work with quality components that you can trust so that your clients will have zero issues with your work. Technic Motorsport is in Sydney, Australia, and they have been designing their own spring products now for over 2 decades. Now, with a single source of CNC wound springs from the Netherlands that are produced under an ISO 2001 quality control, meaning you know that they're worthwhile. They have over 1,500 of these Technic Moto springs in stock that cover late model motocross and off-road bikes, so they're available now. Technic springs are available fast with same-day shipping on all orders completed by noon on business days, and Technic can send these things anywhere. Shipping nationwide and internationally is no problem at all. The TechnicMotorsport.com website is super easy to navigate. They have a spring rate calculator to help you make the right purchase. They have a currency converter if you're international, and it's all just aimed to make your experience with your purchase as smooth as the ride that you're going to get from the Technic Motorsport suspension products. All right, let's get into this here on the YouTube channel for Always Moto. As always, I'm your host, David Hogan, the Australian physiotherapist that knows the injuries in our sport of Supercross and Motocross. Let's get to those updates that we mentioned at the top of the show ahead of this opening round of Pro Motocross this weekend at Parla. All right, let's get into the updates from the 250 field. We're going to run through the teams, the major teams here, and just list off the guys and put out what we know in terms of their fitness and their injuries. All right, let's kick it off with HRC Honda. Joe Shimoda's their big man there in the 250 class. Don't know what's going to happen with Joe here. He tweaked an ankle, foot, maybe a knee at Salt Lake City when he caught a tough block. He was seen on crutches after the main event. Not sure how his fitness is at this point, ready for Parla. He may just appear as his usual slow series starting self, but it might be injury related this time around. We'll have to see how he goes at the opening round and the second round to see if there is any lingering effects from that issue in Salt Lake City. Chance Hymas also on the HRC Honda. He is fit and ready, although he has he doesn't have anymore. He has no ACL in one of his knees. That ACL that he tore last year in the outdoors that kept him out of the mid-season onwards. He got repaired, but unfortunately the opening round at Detroit managed to re-tear that and has been managing that ever since. Will he be able to make it through the entire outdoor season without issues? It's possible. Will he be confident in that leg to put it out in the corners? That's what we want to keep an eye on. If you see that he's not putting that foot out or that he has some drop-offs in a moto, maybe he did catch his leg, and this could be the issue for Chance going forward in the outdoors this year in 2024. For Red Bull KTM, it's Tom Vial and Julian Beaumer. As we know at this stage, both are fit and healthy. Julian obviously on his rookie season outdoors for the full series. For Tom Vial, he's coming off that Supercross championship. How will he fare this year? He is fit and ready. He could be a threat. For the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna team, I was going to be able to say that they're looking pretty good with Casey Cochran and RJ Hampshire. But as of press day, it seems that RJ Hampshire may have an injury. We'll have to see. There's no details on this as yet, but keep an eye out on our social pages and on the other media sources in the sport. There'll be updates on RJ. You might not find out until qualifying on Saturday as if RJ Hampshire is A-OK or not. No details as yet, but keep an eye out. And let's not forget about Guillaume Ferrez on that Husqvarna as well. He's been out from very early on in the Supercross season with a broken femur. It unfortunately required a second surgery, but due to the initial one not being as good as it hopefully should have been. He is out, but he's returning very soon, hopefully somewhere around mid-season outdoors, depending on his fitness and how things go when he gets back on that new bike, because this will be his first season on the Husqvarna outdoors. For the Troy Lee Designs Gas team, Ryder Di Francesco and Pierce Brown are their two riders heading to the outdoor series. Both are fit and healthy. No concerns at this point for either rider. Both had a good showing at the Stockport National at Glen Helen last week, so should be both in form, ready to go at Parla. For the Star Racing Yamaha team, led by Hayden Deegan, he is fit and ready to go this outdoors. Ideally, all the issues that he had with the thumb/wrist at the beginning of Supercross are all behind him now. He should be fit and ready to challenge Tom Vial and others for this championship in 2024. For the rest of the team, Jordan Smith, Nate Thrasher, Nick Romano, they are fit and healthy at this point in time. For Jordan Smith, that's probably one of the first times that he's fit coming into an outdoor series. Interested to see how he fares. For Styles Robertson, he is out. He has ongoing complications from a wrist injury. There's no return date for Styles at this point in time. We had a source that we checked in with about Michael Mosman from the team. Michael was going to be looking to be starting the outdoors. Unfortunately, it seems that he has had a fall and irritated a neck injury. Now, for those that are aware, that was the reason that he was out of the series last year with Troy Lee Designs Gas, was from a neck fracture. So this is possibly a decent complication for Michael Mosman. No news as to when he'll return at this stage. The press release that was out today just says that he's undergoing investigations. We'll bring you more as we know. But unfortunately, the source we had was good at the time. Things change very quickly in motocross. For Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki, we actually have a whole entire video just dedicated to their injury woes. Check it out on our YouTube channel. Like it, subscribe it, all that sort of stuff. But check it out for more details. Unfortunately, only Levi Kitchen will be ready to go for Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki. Austin Faulkner, Cameron McAdoo, Seth Hamaker, and Max Folland are all out. Big investment that's not on track for Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki in 2024 outdoors. For the Triumph Racing team, both Jalik Swoll and Joey Savacci are fit and ready to go. Joey has been preparing for this all Supercross. He wasn't able to compete due to his pointing out of the Supercross points, but he will be ready at this national championship to go. Very curious to see how Joey Savacci fares on the 250 Triumph in 2024. For the Club MX Yamaha team, it'll be Cody Schock in the 250 class this year. He should be building his fitness up at the start of the season as he's still coming off the back of that collarbone surgery. Jet Reynolds will make his return to racing after a Supercross season that really didn't happen for him. An AC joint separation and then a further complication in training. He's been back on the bike for a few weeks now. He should be fit and ready for this 250 class as well. And Mark Finnis is also joining the team this year for outdoors. Look for him on that Club MX Yamaha. The man you won't see on the Club MX Yamaha this year is Jeremy Martin. It's unlikely that he will be returning. He had that major concussion there in Detroit at the opening round of Supercross. He returned, but then unfortunately had a second concussion in training at the Club MX facilities. That's required him to see some specialists to get some further treatment for his concussion or post-concussion symptoms. He's unlikely to return, but this is all a moving target at this point. So check back throughout the season to see if anything changes with Jeremy Martin. For Phoenix Racing Honda, Cullen Park is returning to racing. He had that injury in the opening round of Detroit East Coast Supercross, breaking his wrist. But Cullen is back, ready to go, but he's not riding 250. We should have had him in the 450s. He's actually riding 450 outdoor. So check him out. He'll be a good size. He's a good size for that 450, and he could be a good pick in fantasy's points for this year. For HBI Kawasaki, they have Hardy Muniz and Slade Varola that are in, fit, and ready to go. We asked the team about Caden Braswell as he was slated to be with them this year. The team provided the update that they offered him a deal, but unfortunately he declined the ride with HBI. As far as they know, he is still recovering from the ACL injury that kept him out of Supercross. No news on what's next for him at this time, but it won't be with HBI Kawasaki at this point in this season. For AEO KTM, Derek Kerley is back from injury. He had a decent arm injury, arm fracture that required multiple surgeries pre-season Supercross. It kept him out of the 250 race that he was planning to be a part of. But again, we should have put him in the 450 video. We've got to plan this better. But he's riding 450 outdoors for AEO KTM, and he could be a factor here in 450s. He could be a sneaky surprise pick as well. So watch out for Derek Kelly in the 450s. For the Bar X Suzuki team, Dylan Swartz is returning from injury. He missed the entire Supercross season with a wrist fracture, but he's back on the bike for outdoors. Preston Bozflug is on that team as well. Anthony Bourdon from France will be making appearances as well throughout the outdoor season. So Spark Suzuki is full for the outdoor season. All right, that's our update videos here for the 250 class. We've had our 450 class video done separately. We are looking forward to the outdoors. There'll be plenty of updates on the injury front throughout the season from AlwaysMoto. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you check out the podcast. We've got plenty of information going on both sites. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Elite Moto Australia and TechnicMotorsport.com for the support of the AlwaysMoto productions here. We'll be back pretty soon. We've got more content to bring you each and every week.